third presenter, DTM Anoud. DTM Anoud, the screen is yours. We cannot hear you, DTM Anoud. Can you unmute, please?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed Shiraz, for this amazing introduction. For a while, I thought, like, who is he talking about? But then it hit me once you said Sadak and Saudi Arabia, and I was like, okay, this is still me. So, fellow Toastmasters and most honorable guest of District 20, this is an amazing moment for this humble Toastmaster today, because I will finally get to see the people of Toastmasters in District 20. You see, while everyone else knows everyone in the district, I think it's fair to say that I am still new to District 20, so I would seize this opportunity to get to know each and every one of you. When DTM Dalia has graced me with this mission, to say so, I was a little terrified at the beginning, but then it hit me. Okay, this is an opportunity where I can meet everyone and just I'll ask them questions and they will answer. It's as simple as that. Because everybody here knows their job, see, so it should be a walk in the park for me. Excellent. So before I start this journey on the secrets of a sponsor, because today I'm handing you secrets, my secrets, and Toastmasters international secrets, I need to say this. The first time I heard of the word club sponsor, something came to my head. And DTM Munira, I know that you're handling time, but I have to ask you this question. What was the first impression that you had when the word club sponsor came to the scene? What did you think about?
About what?
What does the word or the phrase club sponsor brings to your mind? The first impression.
Personally, DTM, thank you to DTM Anoud for the wonderful question. Personally, the first time I heard about it, I thought he was going to sponsor the whole club. Oh my God, to sponsor 20 members, so expensive. I wouldn't go for it. So that's why. And then later on, I learned that, okay, he's the one who takes the lead to start a new club. So thank you. And I would just remind you to just pin me so that you'll see the red light, green light.
Already done, and I promise I'll do my best to keep the time.
Thank you so much.
DTM Munira, you are right. And I think, thank you very much for confirming my sanity, first of all, because this is the first thing that came up to my mind. I cannot sponsor all of these people. I don't have the finance for that. And that's why I freaked out when I first learned about the role. I am not qualified for that role because I thought it was only all about money. But then it hit me. When we talk about sponsorship, it's more than just financial sponsorship. When we are sponsoring anything, a project, a human being, we are actually talking about nurturing a certain project. We are trying to help a certain group, certain people, a certain project to get from point A to point B. And this is what the sponsor is all about. So please allow me today to share with you some slides that will highlight more on the role of sponsors. And please, if you can all see my screen, just give me a thumbs up. Or somebody tells me that you can see my screen, because I am failing to see.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can see. Thank you very much. So to start off this journey, I need to ask you all, why do you think someone would want to be a sponsor? Madam CGG, why are you promoting for this? Why should we become sponsors?
Usually I'm the person to ask this question. Okay, well, I would say the first thing is we want more clubs and we want more members, but it's not just for the district. I would say the most important thing for myself personally, I feel a lot of satisfaction telling people about Toastmasters, because I know and I felt the change in my personality, the positive change that I got from Toastmasters. So I just want to walk around telling people about Toastmasters, having people join our clubs and making new clubs.
Thank you, Madam CDG. You see, that's why she's the CDG. She knows exactly why should we take this role. Thank you very much for this. And this is it exactly. I think what a sponsor brings into the table as one of the most important support roles for any new club is a lot. Starting from the fact that you actually take your expertise for the first time by Toastmasters to the outside of Toastmaster world. You see, it is a chance for you to try to get the benefit of all of the experience that you gain, whether it's public speaking, communication, or leadership outside of the Toastmaster arena. It's not only that, but you, as I said, you are nurturing a new project. And within that, you are developing your own project management skills. And most of all, we are marketing that project. We are marketing the thing that we love the most, which is Toastmasters. And through that, we are definitely practicing a lot of negotiation skills, because it's not only selling it to them, but it's also making sure, as DTM Yasser, I just saw it through the chat, we need to make sure that these clubs are sustained. So we really need to sell it, and we really need to make sure that we have negotiated every obstacle and challenge that might face a new club. It also definitely enhances our leadership skills as those who are nurturing this project. And as a cherry on the top, it does count for your credit towards the DTM. So what do you think is there to help? What do you think are the main duties of a sponsor? Let me start with that. What are the main duties of a sponsor? Any ideas?
Promote Toastmasters in public so that they can get the benefit for what it is, developing communication leadership skills. Thank you, DTM Anoud.
Exactly. Thank you very much for that answer. It's promoting Toastmasters because we need them to become Toastmasters. Anything else you think more specifically towards creating a new club?
Building members and excellence in their achievement.
So building membership and aiming towards excellence in membership. Maybe I would say to put our hopes a little bit down, because I think we would need mental support towards building membership, but definitely start up a membership. I think it is part of the sponsor's duty to start up memberships. DTM Khalid Abdullah behind the scenes saying something like filling the forms. Yes, so many forms, aren't they, Toastmaster DTM Khalid? Yes. Filling a lot of forms, because we are responsible for making sure that the paperwork is handled. It's not just a formality, but it's actually a very important step in initiating any project, dealing with the paperwork, and that lies on the sponsor as well. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating on that. And yes,
legitimate, the legitimate norms and documents and formalities requirements well in advance before we send it to Toastmasters International. Screening is mandatory. Thank you.
And that's why I love District 20 so much. They make my life so easy. You just had all the presentation done. Thank you so much. Apologies, I did not catch your name.
Sorry, guidance information of the clubs as well as chartering their formation activities.
Yes, definitely. That is one important role for every sponsor, because it's not just about initiating the process, but making sure that the process is explained, that the proceedings are clear enough for people to start on their journey with their new club. Thank you very much for all of those amazing answers. And yes, all of you are correct. But if we are going to sum up the main functions of every sponsor, it is for sure depends. It is basically us getting a club out there. You see, without us sponsors, there is no job for no mentors and no coaches. I'm just saying, we are very important people. So if anyone wants to take any club support roles, you need to start with the sponsor role. But I need to ask this question first. It seems like a very basic question before I move into the duties, but I have to ask it anyway. We're all familiar with what a community club is, and I think most of us are also familiar with what a corporate club is. And some of us are members of an advanced club, but are we familiar with what a specialty club is? Any idea?
Impaired people physically and mentally who want to learn to excel their vocals. Thank you.
Okay, so it's a club for a special group, if I am to rephrase, is that correct?
Yes, DTM Ram Kumar here. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much, DTM Kumar. Yes, that's.
Yes, Ram Kumar. Right? Thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyone would like to add to that? Maybe our DD, if he's available. Or maybe DTM Huna Raqab, if she's available. Toastmaster Khalid has actually added a very interesting point. So he said female-only clubs, for example. So it is a special club because it is designated for a special group. And what makes this group special is the criteria that the members define for themselves. So as DTM Kumar has just mentioned, it could be for people who suffer from a certain disability, or as DTM Khalid has mentioned, it could be a gender-specific club or otherwise. So it's the conditions that the members actually set what makes it a specialty club. Thank you everyone for that. And yes, you as a sponsor, you might be privileged enough to initiate any of these types of clubs. So as a sponsor duty, in a nutshell, you are to organize a new club and to set up their regular meetings. By setting up, you actually launch the club meetings. And then, of course, as DTM Khalid said, we cannot escape it, a lot of paperwork to be done. And then we have to charter the club to create this amazing event where this new club is charted to the world, where we tell them to celebrate their new beginning. So how is a sponsor appointed? As with most of the support roles, the sponsor is appointed either through the district director or through the support of the club growth director within the paper that is submitted for the club through the club application itself, or by sending an email to Toastmasters International declaring those named as the sponsors for the club. Every club has 2 sponsors written on their application. There are several resources available for every sponsor to start on their journey. And those resources are either written resources, and we have several of those in Toastmasters International that provide different information, how to run a club, how to start the club, why are we here, what to gain from Toastmasters, for example, how to build a new club, several forums, and by forums we mean those for the club roles specifically. And finally, there are the promotional brochures that tells you what goals will you be hitting when you are at Toastmasters. And of course, there are other resources like this one, like this amazing family of District 20. You see, every new club would not only have 2 sponsors, but also 2 mentors. And not only the support of those 4, but also the support of all the district teams, starting with the district director, the club growth director, and every member in Toastmaster, every leader that had a past experience with a new club is to be considered a resource for your grasp as a sponsor to support your new club. What do you think happens when we start a new club? And let me rephrase that question. Do you think it differs from one club type to the other? Any ideas? DTM Rohaina, are you there?
Yes,
Is
I'm
he-
here.
Can you
Yeah,
repeat
just
the
a
question, please?
question because I've missed out a part of it. Yes.
So the question again for everyone's benefit, do you think the process of charting a new club or starting a new club as a sponsor differs from one club type to the other?
I'm not very sure about this answer, but I think it does, because if it's a corporate club, it would be differently held. If it's a club, say for a school, it would be different. So I'm sure the process will be the same, filling the forms and everything else, but the approach would be different.
Thank you very much, DTM Rohaina. That is definitely it. So as DTM Rohaina said, the devil is in the details. While the process is very much similar, and you would go through the same process despite of the type of the club, but there are some differences that, again, makes you abide to the club type, and some details that would maybe demand a change in the approach of your process as a sponsor. And let me take you first through the general process, taking the corporate club as an example, and then maybe also tip a little bit on the other types of clubs. So in every new club, as a sponsor, and I think it was already mentioned, for every club support role, it is necessary and it is vital for us to get acquainted with the knowledge that is there. So what is available for us, whether it's written resources or teams that we could ask for their help. And then we can actually understand and learn more about our target group, whether it's a corporate, whether it's a company, an organization, whether even a school, a university, even a community club. Because sometimes we're targeting a very specific community and we need to know more about that community. Then it's about us introducing ourselves, introducing the idea, introducing the word of Toastmasters to those target individuals. And then, of course, we delve into the whole paperwork and the finance of doing things. We, as sponsors, we need to demonstrate because they're new to this. And finally, we chart and celebrate. So let me take you step by step. Toastmaster Miral, are you still here?
I am. Yes, I am.
Excellent. So Toastmaster Miral, you are a president of a new club, yes?
Yeah.
And it's a
I'm being
community
coached
club.
now, huh?
And it is
Sorry?
a community club, I believe, yes?
Yes.
In your search for that start, what was the information that you were seeking for? What did you want to know about your target group?
Can you like clarify the question?
What did you want to know more about the community that you are targeting for the Toastmaster Club? What information you were seeking?
It's interesting because actually we were just discussing that this morning, even though we charted the club. And yeah. Okay, I think we were looking at what kind of people would want our services, kind of. So, and we were discussing, for example, whether we should go for students or people who work, and especially and people and of course the area, geographic area affects their decision, because if they're outside our geographic area, they will not consider our club. So I don't know if this answers your question. I feel like the question has a hidden door somewhere. So
there are no hidden doors. And I like the fact that we keep still, even after we charted the club, we still want to know more. That's amazing. I think this is how, this proves that learning never ends. So let me start you all off with identifying the target more. Again, as I just said, whether it's a community club, whether it's a corporate club, you need to know more about that target. So if it's a company, let's say, for example, it's important to know the basics about the company, its size, how many members do they have, where does it lie? And yes, revenue matters because there is payment to be considered. And then, of course, who are the key contacts and decision makers? Because these are the individuals that hold the decisions in their hands. And those are the people that I need to start making connections with. It is also important to understand the key initiatives that the company has launched before and their strategies and priorities, and to try to link those with the goals of Toastmasters. Of course, knowing more about the focus and the mission and the recent updates in every corporate or every community would give me a great angle to start on my journey with that new club. Once I have all the information that I needed, I start setting appointments. And within the appointment, I would also prepare for a first meeting, because while it is important to do those initial introductions by a phone call or an email to those who are responsible for the corporate club or even for the community representatives, I still need to prepare for a first meeting. And then I need to prepare for the right questions, the questions that would be asked, and I know that they will be asked, and I should prepare my answers as well, because those answers are the guide for my process to ensure that I will transform that interest into a new club. Sorry, apologies. Yes, I was lost for a minute, yes. What do we introduce? Of course, we do introduce ourselves, and we do introduce the organization and the expected goals from being a Toastmasters with all the proceedings that goes along with that. So we are lucky. Interest was there. So what do we do next? Any ideas?
come up to their expectations for which they are chartering the club?
Excellent. So I actually listen to what they are expecting and start charting the club. Anything else? Any more ideas? So I guess while yes, I should definitely grasp on their enthusiasm and their interest, but I think it's a vital part for a sponsor to be open about the process and to try to explain all the paperwork that is entailed within starting a new club. And that's, of course, include finance. What is the expected financial commitment? What share is going to be paid if it's a corporate club by the corporate, and what share would be taken by the members. And of course, maybe even name or designate a certain prospect member to handle the whole process. And then we discuss demonstration meeting. We tell them exactly what you are guys paying for, what your money is there for. In any demonstration meeting, the prime goal is to actually maximize interest. Because as we said in the beginning, we do need 20 members eventually. Maybe not 40, because we do not want to break them into two yet, but we need 20 members. And that would be the main goal of a first meeting. How can we maximize interest? What do you think the demonstration meeting should be like to ensure that?
More of enthusiasm and passion.
More enthusiasm, more creativity, more fun. Any more ideas? DTM Munira has already raised her red card.
Selling, like knowing what they need and showing it to them so they buy it in.
So listening to them, listen to their needs, try to explain more. Excellent. Toastmaster Vishal, any ideas?
Well, understanding what the members will eventually get out of it. I mean, keeping that thought.
Wonderful. Excellent.
What are
Thank
the
you.
benefits
Highlight the
actually?
benefits.
How members benefit sponsoring the club and how community benefits with the vibrant energy and the leadership. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much. And that is definitely correct. I think the best kind of demonstration meetings that carry that soul of linking always the goals of those prospect members to the goals of Toastmasters International, showing them the pathway on how they are going to achieve those goals within this meeting setting. So this role will get you to do that. Becoming a member will grant you this. Getting into this pathway will actually make you this kind of leader. I think echoing these ideas again and again in every demonstration meeting definitely solidifies the link and make them get the buy-in even more.
Showcase success stories with the models and the mentors, previous mentors, and also fostering inclusivity. So
that is definitely correct. That is definitely correct. And that is a tip that I would always ask every new sponsor to try. I think designing a model meeting that includes every high representative from both ends, the Toastmaster organization, as well as the company itself or the community itself. And then making sure that that meeting has every role explained well and linked directly to the benefit that those new members can get. Of course, as most of you said, sharing past experiences, whether past successful corporate clubs or past successful stories of other Toastmasters who have reached their personal goals, allowing for questions and answers to be said, to be shared and to be answered. But I think the main thing that we need to do after each demonstration is to make sure that we gain that momentum, that we make sure that the enthusiasm is savored into completing the application, completing the paperwork, and submitting it to Toastmasters International. We need to also announce when their next meeting is. We also need to select officers, at least temporary officers, collect the dues, finalize the paperwork, and finally prepare for the charter presentation. Because this process deserves a celebration. It's the birth of a new club. We need to invite guest and formal representations from both ends, publicize it as much as possible, and create committees to manage this huge event and also facilitate the start of that new club. Of course, it wouldn't hurt if within that presentation, we have a small second demo meeting for a Toastmasters meeting. If a community club is different a little bit from a corporate club, it would be those that within the target groups themselves and the contact that we are going to make within local authorities who are going to be our great help into initiating this community club. These are the so many forms that we have to fill, and DTM Khalid was very, very sure to know that we need to make these forms. And of course, these are some of the resources that needs to be revised before we delve into this process. For every sponsor to get the credit, it is initial to confirm by the club president that the sponsor did successfully complete all the duties expected from a club sponsor in order for them to get the credit. And because I am so over time, I need now to share with you some serious words of wisdom that we have collected from all over this district. As was done by the previous two presenters, we have launched some questions to previous sponsors. And for the sponsors, the first question was actually the following. What is the one thing that every sponsor must know before taking the role? Anyone would like to answer?
Commitment.
Commitment. Do I have enough commitment to actually run the stats? That is something I would definitely recommend every Toastmaster. Do I have enough time? Do I have enough energy within me to do that? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, DTM Kumar. Any other ideas? The first thing that we need to know before taking on that role?
Loyalty, integrity, trust, respect.
The Toastmasters values in a nutshell. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kamal, because if you don't actually live by those, it is very difficult to represent those to other people and to other communities. Any other ideas? Toastmaster Vishal, I'm still insisting that I need some sort of commentary from you.
DTM Anoud, if you allow me.
Yes, please.
I think the person needs to know why. Why is the question he should ask, why he's chartering that particular club before he take action.
Thank you very much. That is a very important point. Why are we doing this? Do these people actually need a Toastmaster club? And how are we really going to support them to achieve their goals? That is a very important question, because if you don't get into the things for the right reasons, you might not end up with the best conclusions. What did the experts say, though? Maybe we should give it to them now. So please hear from Toastmaster Khorram Salman and Toastmaster Hiba Nakas on their experience.
This is DTM, but I'm here to answer a couple of questions about being a club sponsor. A very crucial, yet a very underappreciated role. First question. The club sponsors should know that their role doesn't end when the club gets chartered. In fact, their role is only beginning. They should be able to see the club through, help out the club mentors whenever they can, but their role does not end with just signing the papers and getting the club chartered. Club sponsors should see their club through as well.
To be a sponsor of a Toastmasters club means that you are the first person who will lay a solid foundation of successful and sustainable clubs. Determine the vision, then transform this vision into reality. Your success depends on your ability to ignite the enthusiasm of others and build confidence.
Amazing, amazing words from amazing expert Toastmasters. I think I think the best way to summarize it, it lays on you. You start this, and you need to make sure that it does sustain after you. So for the second question that we have shared with our expert, what is the one thing a club sponsor should ensure before starting the charter process? Any ideas? So before we go on and celebrate, any ideas on the first thing we should start off with?
Minimum 20 members, and the finance part should be made clear to the club. because sometimes they are not very clear and they come back and say, no, we cannot afford this. It's very important that they are aware of the cost they are going to pay for the chartering of the club. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much. That is indeed clarity about financial commitments should be the first thing that we need, one of the very first things that we need to clarify well.
The expectations, needs.
For sure, expectations and needs. We need to know very well what are the needs of these prospects and at the same time what they are expecting. And maybe we can hear more from our experts on that end also.
A club sponsor should ensure that they're aware of all the paperwork and the requirements that are necessary for them to have a club chartered as well, that they have club certain people, the other leadership in place, the club mentors in place as well. One very crucial resource that can help you out in all of this is the club growth directors team. So if you're a club sponsor and you're not sure what to be doing, reach out to your club growth director and they will be able to assist you.
The clear understanding of the club objectives will define the needs of individuals and acting with the members for guiding their development. These are the most crucial points that each sponsor ensure before starting the chartering process.
And it goes back to every important proceeding and every important commitment that should be explained, clarified, and demonstrated for these new prospects to learn about. Last but not least, the third question that we have shared with expert was, what is that hidden gift that is very special value, quality that we sponsors keep to ourselves and never share with anyone unless you decide to become a sponsor? Any ideas? DTM Dalia, did you get any hidden gifts you want to share? More than the first one?
I actually, the one thing that struck with me is the relationships and the connections that you make when you go and talk to people, new communities, and try to introduce Toastmasters to them. At the level of the organization, they don't become sponsors, they don't become members of that club, but you still get to have a connection with them and meet with them and actually see if they can help with something more, if they can offer to. But I find that these connections were really, for me, very, very valuable.
Thank you very much, Madam CDG. And I agree. Every connection we make through Toastmasters is a connection that should be cherished for life. Thank you very much for that. Any more ideas? Yes, please.
It's not only my personal growth, it's also the growth of the community. So it's personal growth and as well as professional growth, which we can apply in our personal life as well as our personal life outside the Toastmasters Club. And then we can see the synergy, the growth of the society as a whole.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sumant, for that, because I think you have literally summarized it amazingly, because we are here not only to serve ourselves, but to serve our communities as well. And I think these are the hidden gifts that we tend to discover later in Toastmasters, that it is through our growth and through the support that we give others in the different clubs is that we help the growth of the whole community. I think that is a hidden gift that is always there, that comes hand in hand with every Toastmaster club. And that is the gift that we actually share when we start a new club. That is the thing that we should be aiming for, to share that hidden gift with others. And I think this is what makes this community so great, because we don't just keep it to ourselves, but we share always with others. There are no hidden gifts in Toastmasters.
DTM Anoud, can I share something on this of the sponsor?
Please.
You know, for me, if I sponsor a club, I'll be very selfish to say that the sense of fulfillment I get when I sponsor a club, the honor, and you feel great that we did something for the society. You know, that is the hidden gift I believe I will get once I sponsor a club. And that feeling is really amazing. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much. I do agree. I do agree there very much, Toastmaster Vikram, on that. DTM, you have something to
Yes, very quickly. Once I heard from my guru actually. He said he's the BCSP president today. Think locally, act globally. I repeat, think locally, act globally. In this, we have a tagline where leaders are made. Member servant leadership should not be limited to your club, area, or division or district. It should be global. That should be the paramount. The paradigm of our mindset should be changed for the membership benefits, because at the end, you are just a member. Your titles doesn't matter. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kumar. And I think this is how you elicit true change. I think this is the mindset that we need to elicit true change to make things actually move towards the better and forward. I think I might share what starting a new club is all about for me, because I think I still have a couple of minutes before I end this. But I think starting a new Toastmaster club to me is giving back. It's giving back to this amazing organization. It's giving back to this amazing group of people that we call family. It's giving back to this amazing district, because they have given me so much. And I think the least I could do is to spread the word and to spread the good and to spread the amazing benefits across other members who will eventually be as addicted as I am to Toastmasters. So being a sponsor is not about financing others financially, but it's about financing others with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of motivation, and a lot of desire for self-development. Thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you very much.